Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy and this is Thrift Adventure. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing another Ship With Me video. I do these videos every week and I go day to day and I share the different items that I'm shipping out. You want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting and unique items, and hopefully you can learn some new things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. It is Tuesday, April 30th, and normally I ship on Mondays, but I only had 2 sales on Sunday, and so I decided to wait until today to ship out, and I'm glad I did. I had quite a few more sales. So the first item that sold is this vintage, what I believe to be Native American belt buckle. This is a very cool piece. However, you can probably see there is a number of missing parts that look like maybe they tried to be repaired. I didn't realize that it had those flaws when I bought it, but it still ended up selling for $70. So I am thrilled with that. It did take some time to sell, probably close to a year. You know, I kind of expected that, seeing as it was damaged. I paid $10 for this, so after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $46. I think that is really great. The next item that sold is a pair of vintage Trifari earrings, and these kind of have a red enamel detail to them. Now, some Trifari items can sell for very, very high prices and some not so high prices. These sold for $20. I've seen some rare Trifari brooches listed at like up to $4,000 or $5,000. So you want to be sure to do your research when you have vintage costume jewelry. I know that I have missed some things recently in the past, and you know, we can't beat ourselves up about it because we can't know everything about everything. We just have to do our best. But these were a more common, not super old pair. So like I said, these sold for $20. These were given to me, so after posh fees, that made my profit $16. I am happy with that. I'm going to add some extra packaging to those off camera. I need to find some boxes or something. So this is a nice little surprise. A pair of cufflinks sold. These kind of have a mid-century style to them. They're silver tone with little rhinestones. They sold for $22 with discounted shipping. I don't do very well with cufflinks. I know some people can sell them, but they just take forever for me to sell. And I'm sure that there are some, you know, unique ones that sell for high dollar amounts. Okay, my camera shut off for some reason. So what I was saying is, especially if they are real gold or silver, they might sell for higher amounts. So these sold for $22 with discounted shipping. I paid about $1 for them. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $13.62. I do not buy cufflinks unless they are in with like a big lot or bag of jewelry that I want to buy some other pieces, and then I will, you know, just bundle them in there because, like I said, I have a hard time selling them. Okay, the next sale was another pretty great sale. This is a pair of, I think these are Nakona brand. Yes. And they are smooth ostrich boots. So you can see kind of the, I don't know what these are called here, the little bumps like you normally see in ostrich, but on the other side of the skin, it is smooth. So they called them smooth ostrich. I could tell that these were some sort of exotic leather when I saw them at the thrift store. That's why I grabbed them. Plus I liked this purple and they were really in beautiful condition. I am going to package these up off camera, but they sold for $119 for the pair. I may have been able to get a little bit more for them had they been a better size. I think these were a size 9 men's, which is kind of on the small side. And I did have them listed higher, but I believe this buyer got a 20% off offer with discounted shipping, and that's where the $119 came from. I'm still happy with that because I paid $18 for these. I will pay up a little bit for cowboy boots, especially exotic skin ones, because they typically sell for higher amounts for me. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $75.18. Boy, I'm stumbling over my words today. Okay, the next item that sold is this vintage woven clutch bag. And I got this at a fill the bag sale. I just picked it up because I thought it was cute and it was marked made in Italy. So I thought someone, you know, I figured I could use that as a good keyword in my listing. Plus, this fill the bag sale, it's fill a giant garbage bag for $5, so you just cannot beat that price. It sold for $28 with discounted shipping. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $18.42. I'm happy with that, and I don't think this took a super long time to sell. Maybe a few months, especially for something like this. Sometimes, you know, that type of item doesn't sell for as great of prices. So the next item is this Patagonia pullover fleece jacket. And I actually bought this for myself off of Poshmark. And I think I had it for a couple of years and I wore it quite frequently, and then I just decided that let's see, it looks like I might need to lint roll this a little bit more. I just decided that I didn't want it anymore, so I listed it and it sold for $65, which I think is pretty great. Patagonia has not been performing as well for me as it used to, so I am being a lot more particular when I pick it up at the thrift stores. I paid $34 for this. You know, I wouldn't have paid that had I been buying it for resale, but it still left me with a profit of $18, and I got to enjoy it for a couple of years, so I don't think that is bad at all. Okay, the next item that sold is a vintage, probably 1960s or 70s velour robe. And this is by Vanity Fair. So I probably won't be picking these up again. I think that when I initially bought one of these, I paid up for a little bit at the Goodwill. This I got at a fill the bag sale. Oh boy, it looks like I missed lint on all of these, so I'm going to de-lint that more too. But I have not had good luck selling these, is why I'm probably not going to pick them up. But at the fill the bag sale, it's hard to pass on vintage items that you know will eventually sell. But as I've said in previous videos, I am kind of reconsidering, you know, what I'm going to be picking up at those fill the bag sales because I just have so much inventory. Sold for $25. I paid less than $1 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $19. That is great, you know, for a less than $1 investment. But I would guess that that probably took over a year to sell. And I just don't know if I want to be hanging on to stuff for long periods like that. Okay, the next item that sold on Chairish.com, and it is a vintage macrame plant holder. It's brown, it has little wooden beads on it. It is delightfully tacky. It's quite large, as you can see. This sold for $89 plus a $12 packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping fee, and the buyer pays both. So that made my total sales price $101, which I think is really great. That took about 6 months to sell. I paid $8 for it. So after Cherish's fee, which is 22%, and my cost of goods, that made my profit $73.42. Now, if you're interested in selling on Cherish, I have the seller's guide linked in the description box below. Please read the information about the fees because the fees are tiered based on how many items you have, whether you pay a store subscription or not. and their fees go up to 45%. So you just want to make sure that you look into it before you start selling on it. However, it can be really an amazing platform to sell on to get high dollar amounts for certain items. So I do recommend that you check it out if you're interested. Okay, I also had a few sales in my retail shop this weekend. I was here and some people just dropped by and they bought 3 items. The first item was a very small pair of teak candlesticks, and I'll insert pictures of these here. Those sold for $45. I paid $6 for them, so that made my profit $38. They also bought a really cute little salt and pepper shaker with tray and mustard jar, and that sold for $47. That wasn't, I mean, I'm happy that it sold because I've had it forever, but after I priced it and put it out there, I discovered that it was a certain designer and it's far more valuable than that. So I had that listed on Cherish for over $200, and I just had to honor that price. But that's okay. Like I said, I've had it a long time. It is sold. I made a profit. Like I said, they paid $47. I paid $4, so that made my profit $42. I did have a small fee from, processing their credit card, so that's deducted here. And then what else did they buy? Oh, they bought a little crystal creamer and sugar, or glass creamer and sugar by Itala from Finland, and they paid $37 for that. I paid $3, so that made my profit $33. I love having in-person sales. Let's see, did I mention this on, yeah, I think I mentioned it on Friday that I also had a $40 in-person sale, or on Saturday, $40 in-person sale. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, so I won't count that here. But all in all, it ended up to be a pretty good weekend. Well, not really weekend. Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning were much better than the weekend. But I think it's really important that you diversify your business when you are ready to, because, if Posh isn't selling much, or if you sell on eBay and that's not selling much, you want to have some other avenues that could possibly be having sales to make up. So I did get 3 items listed on eBay on Sunday. My goal was 5 and I didn't do it. I just haven't been feeling as motivated lately, but I did kind of take the band-aid off, as they say, and get a couple of things listed on there. So hopefully I can still, be trickling some things over there to give that a test out and overcome my fears, and hopefully encourage some of you who are afraid of eBay to give it a try. You guys all know I'm super honest about how I feel about things are going, and so I will share that. If you're enjoying my videos, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. It's totally free, and I have a goal to try and get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and I would so appreciate it if you could help me out with that. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, those things really help me out. Don't go anywhere. I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. Couple of seconds your time. All right, see you in a bit. Hey, again, it's Thursday and it's been kind of a slow couple of days, but I do have 3 sales to ship out. I accepted a couple of offers on things because it's the summer of sales. This item I wanted to get more money for, but to convince myself to accept the offer, I looked at sold comps for this brand, and the offer was in the range for sold comps. So I said, accept it, Amy, move it along. It is a necklace, and it has turquoise and coral beads on these. I don't think that these are natural, untreated stones. This is by Coldwater Creek. And the buyer, I had it listed for, I think, 38, and the buyer offered me 28. That just doesn't seem like very much for a turquoise necklace. But like I said, I looked at comps, and that is in the range of what Coldwater Creek sells for. So I just decided to accept it. This is one of the pieces of jewelry that I got from the $890 thrift haul. So I paid just $3 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $19.40. So that's a pretty good profit for a $3 investment, and I am just going to be thankful for that and move it along. I hope that the buyer loves it. This was a pretty great sale. It is a men's formal blazer. I guess you could call this a tuxedo coat. I don't know if I put that in my listing or not, but it sold for $80. I picked it up because it had this interesting bird lining. Also, it's kind of like a jacquard. Can't think of what the other word for this type of fabric is. And I looked up this brand, Talia, and it looked like this had a pretty high retail value. So I picked it up, and like I said, I think I'm gonna package this up off camera, but like I said, it sold for $80. I'm pretty excited about that. I think I had it listed for $89. I paid about $12 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $49.02. Every now and again, I will experiment with men's blazers and suits, and they aren't always a super quick seller, but typically I am, sorry to be distracted, the paper's falling over. Typically, I'm pretty pleased with the results from buying them. So if I find a good brand for a good price, I will pick it, or something that's more unique. And I felt like that was a more unique piece. That is going to New York. I just thought that was interesting to say, or to let you guys know. The next item is another men's item. This is a pair of tweed trousers, and they are vintage polo Ralph Lauren. That's the main reason I picked them up, also because they are 61% wool. And the Goodwill had them priced at $4.99, and I had a 10% off coupon that day. So that brought my cost of goods down to about $4, about $4.50, which, boy, I'm just struggling today. So I'm gonna package these up off camera too. So I thought that was a really reasonable price. These did sell for $25, which I kind of hoped for a little bit more. But this buyer had offered me $25 2 times before, and you could look at the history, and I had sent out multiple offers to him, and so he offered me $25 again, and I said okay. I do think these were kind of a shorter length too. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $15.50. That's just fine. My pants bin that I store pants in is overflowing. So I'm happy to move some of those out so I can have room. I have recently bought a lot of vintage Levi's and vintage Wranglers that hopefully I will be getting listed, and so I need to move out some of my old pants. I was watching a video that editing a video that I just uploaded, a Ship With Me, and I talked a lot in that video, like extra a lot. So I was wondering, what do you guys think? Do you guys like when I share little tips mixed in with the Ship With Me videos? Do you like the chattiness of my videos? Would you like me to keep things a little sweeter and shorter? It does seem like the YouTube algorithm likes long videos. So when I upload videos like over 40 minutes long, I seem to get paid a higher amount, and they seem to get more views. So I'm kind of on the fence, and of course I can't please everybody, but I will try and please the majority of you. And also hopefully if you request me to chat less, I can do that. I guess I am a pretty chatty person from watching back these videos, but I would like your guys' feedback in the comments down below. If you would let me know, be kind. No need to say not nice things. Typically, you guys are all very, very kind, and I really appreciate that. Okay, that is it for today, but don't go anywhere. I will be back on Saturday. Hopefully I have more sales to ship out. Hopefully I have some more Cherish sales. Okay, I'll see you then. Hi again, it's Saturday and I have 3 more things to ship out. It really has not been that great of a week for me, but I'm going to try and not complain about that. I wanted to update you guys on the $890 thrift haul. Hope you guys aren't tired of hearing about this, but I think it's really exciting to keep track of how much I have sold from that. So since I made that purchase, I have had $2,278 worth of sales from spending that $890. And that's a total of 31 items. So the average sale price has been $73.48, which I think is amazing. I've only sold 17 pieces of the jewelry. So that means I still have what did I get? About 183. So I have about 160 pieces left to sell. That's insane. I've sold 6 purses and 8 pairs of shoes. So for those of you who haven't watched that haul, the jewelry was $3 a piece. The purses were $15 a piece and the shoes were $5 a piece. I thought you guys might think that was interesting to be updated because 2 of the items that sold over the last couple days are from that haul. So the first is this little ring, and it is just a silver tone costume jewelry piece with abalone shell in there. And I grabbed this because I thought it was sterling silver. And I was just grabbing anything that looked like it might be sterling silver or gold when I was there. But this ended up selling for $14. Not a, amazing price or anything. But for a costume jewelry piece, it was marked Avon, and Avon pieces just don't have a very high retail price or a very high resale. I paid $3, so after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $8.05. Probably the lowest selling item that I've had from that haul so far, but not everything can be a home run. Okay, so the next item is another one of these Anushka handbags that are hand painted. This was actually one of my favorites. It kind of had an Italian tile look to it, and it has a long crossbody strap. This did still have the tags attached, but I suspect that she may have worn it and just kept the tag tucked inside. This ended up selling for $95, which I am really happy about. Like I said, all of the handbags were $15 each. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $58.98. I am absolutely thrilled with that. I am just blown away at some of the prices that I've been able to get for these items. Okay, so the next item is this super cool vintage maxi dress, and it has this kind of psychedelic print on it, very hippie, boho, prairie, just a really cool piece. This was the label. I have had this listed for over 2 years. And I started out by listing it, I'll probably package this up off camera, but I started out by listing it at $229. And, I'd sent out so many offers and relisted it and reduced the price. And most recently, I had reduced the price to $149 or $169. And this buyer offered me $80, which I wanted to get more for this. I thought it was a super cool piece. But seeing as I had it listed so long and it is the summer of sales, I decided to accept that $80. This was given to me, so my cost of goods was $0. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $64. I'm just going to move it along and not think about it again. I can't wear it. That is the offer and the amount that I was able to get for it. So I guess that is what it was worth. Okay, so this week was okay. My total sales for the week was $901. My total cost of goods was $123.50. And my total profit was $607.59. So today is May 4th, I believe, and I totaled up my sales on Poshmark for April, and I was actually up about $800 for the month of April over last year. So that's pretty exciting. I'm not sure if that is because I've been accepting more offers or if it's because I got all that really good stuff at that estate sale and I've been listing that over the last month or so, and those are sales from that. Either way, I just thought you guys might think it was interesting to hear about that. Plus, I was excited about it. So that is it for this week. Thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps me out, and you won't regret it, and you won't miss any of my future uploads if you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, see you guys all next week. Thanks again.